All right, now we're going to look at some more real-world problems. Now, we looked at these a few class periods ago when we were doing Chapter 3, but we're going to look at this using these geometric sequence formulas. So it says here, a couple purchased a home for $225,000. At the end of each year, the value of the home appreciates by 3%. Write an explicit formula to find the value after n years. So when you see the word appreciates, or depreciates for that matter, what it means is going from 100%. So appreciate would be added to. So you'd have 100% plus 3%. If it said depreciates by 3%, you would have 100 minus 3%. So here we have 103%, which means our rate will be equal to 1.03. So what we do is, if you remember like the APERT formulas, it's basically the same thing. You're going to say that the amount at any time is going to be the starting amount, which in this case is 225,000, multiplied times the rate, which here is 1.03, raised to the power of however many years, and you're going to subtract it by 1. Why do we subtract it by 1? Is because, no, excuse me, we won't have to subtract it by 1. I was doing a little thinking there, because a year 0, this is the amount. And if you put a 0 to the power, remember, anything to the power 0 would cancel out and leave it with just 1. So it'd be 225 times 1. And that's what we would want on year 0. But year 1, the value should go up. So this should be our formula here. Now I'm going to copy this because I know I'm going to need it here in just a second. And so now we'll take the same problem and say, what's the value after 10 years? Well, so after 10 years, instead of having an n, we put a 10 there. And I'll put a 10 here as well. So we go over to our calculator. I'll clear this out real quick. And we would say 225,000 times the rate of 0.13, or you could do 103%. Either way, it'll give you the same answer, the power of 10 years. I'll show you. Yeah, I'll do this again. This time I'll do the percentage button. 103%, and the percent is down here next to the G button with the question mark. Press that there. Raise this to the power of 10, and you'll see it should give us the same exact answer. I'll press Control Divide. Yes, is there a decimal? And yes, it does. So the value after 10 years would equal, looks like $302,381.19. I'd round to the nearest hundredth because it's money. So that value, the value of the home does appreciate quite nicely. So you go ahead and try to come up with, this one is 2 parts. For the boat, I want you to see if you can come up with this for the value of the boat here, and also what the value would be after 12 years.